If you were expecting that I would say that the timing of death of the body is predetermined, then I am here to disappoint you. Because the timing of death is not predetermined at all. Neither is death the outcome of the common labels we use, such as destiny. It would be helpful if everyone knew their expiration date, but that is not the case. Of course, I'm presenting this assertive statement, as always, based on the teachings of the Gita and the Upanishads and our own experience, backed by facts. Through this video, you'll appreciate the reasoning for my perspective and the conclusion that I draw that the timing of death is not predetermined. To be clear, because it is not predetermined, I'm not saying that you can forever postpone the death of a body. Someday this body will die. As the old saying goes, death and taxes are always certain. In a humorous way, I can add that taxes always show up on time and can be called predetermined, but not death. Death is an inevitable aspect of human existence. It has intrigued and concerned humanity since time immemorial. In the Hindu philosophy, death is not merely the cessation of physical life, but it is a profound transition of the soul through various realms of existence. And it is guided by the deeds and karma accumulated during one's lifetime. The question of whether the time of death is predetermined weaves the threads of beliefs, karma, and cosmic order. This inquiry into the subject of the timing of death dwells into the intricate fabric of belief systems that shape the understanding of life and death. Exploring this topic requires unraveling concepts from ancient texts, philosophical treatises, and spiritual teachings. These offer profound insights into the nature of existence, death of this body, and the journey of life energy or the soul. Before we go deeper into the learnings from the Gita and the Upanishads and talk about the timing or the lack of for death of the body, for a moment, let us indulge in what you see in your own life and around you. Why not talk about facts? You see, global life expectancy was 47 years in 1900. It went up to 68 in 1950. And by 2019, it had nearly risen to 79 years. Global life expectancy has increased by more than 6 years just between 2000 and 2019. These stats of average life expectancy are from published journals, which I have quoted in the description below. The large reduction in child mortality has played an important role in increasing life expectancy. And you know it, I know it, life expectancy has increased at all ages. Infants, children, adults, and the elderly are all less likely to die than in the past, and death is being delayed. This extraordinary rise is the result of a wide range of advances in health, in nutrition, clean water, sanitation, neonatal health care, antibiotics, and other technological and public health efforts. There is an overall improvement in living standards, economic growth, and poverty reduction. Along with all of this, many predictions of the limit of life expectancy have been broken. You know firsthand, if you're planning for retirement, you know that retirement planning factors life expectancy anywhere between 85 to 92 years of age. Retirement planners are not saying, don't worry, just plan to live till 60 or 65. No, they are asking you to plan for more. They and even you want your savings to last till at least 85 years of age or more. But life expectancy can go also in the opposite direction, meaning reduce. In fact, life expectancy fell to 77 in 2020 and dropped further to just over 76 years in 2021. COVID, drug overdoses, and accidental injury accounted for about 2/3 of the decline in life expectancy just in the last 4 years. Other reasons included heart and liver diseases and suicides. The drop in life expectancy would have been even greater if it was not for the decreases in the death from chronic lung diseases, pneumonia, influenza, and Alzheimer's disease. The advances in science and medicine is precisely the reason why we go to a doctor in the case of an ailment. Even in the case of a life-threatening illness, we still go to a doctor because we know there is a potential for extending life. Again, it does not mean that medicine or lifestyle changes always work, since the body has to die someday. It could be a death due to natural death or something unfortunate like an accident. But it is a fact, my friends, that on an average, we are living longer, much longer than our ancestors. That's a practical aspect you are observing. Now let's look at the Gita and the Upanishads. Central to the teachings is the concept of time as a cyclical rather than linear. The Gita and Upanishads describe time as divided into cosmic cycles, each characterized by its unique spiritual and moral qualities. Within these cycles, human life unfolds through the body with birth, growth, decay, and ultimately death of the body. The timing of death is influenced by a complex interplay of factors, and it is not destiny. The interplay of factors includes one's own karma or actions, action of others upon you, external factors, and your own spiritual evolution. The actions of others play such a crucial role in deciding the timing of death. An individual could be the safest driver and drive on a clear road, only to land in a car accident because of a drunk driver who decided to just veer from the opposite direction and collide head on. The action of someone else now has influenced death. Gita and Upanishad give you the choice to act, and so does it to others as well. The choices of each crisscross each other, and sometimes when those choices crisscross and become impactful, results in death. The concept of karma and action underscores the interconnectedness of actions and consequences across the lifetime between you and others. Gita and the Upanishads uphold the concept of free will. Individuals have the freedom to make choices and take actions in their current life, which can influence their current karma, future karma, and consequently their future circumstances, including the timing of death. Karma, the law of cause and effect, plays a pivotal role in determining the timing of death. And by karma here, I mean the actions performed in one's own lifetime and actions performed by others, because they create an intricate web of consequences that shape not only the current life but also all subsequent existences. Again, these actions are one's own actions and the impact of action by others. The moment of death is viewed as a pivotal juncture where the cumulative effects of past and current actions manifest. The concept of prarabdha karma specifically refers to the portion of karma from past lives that may manifest in the present life, influencing events such as birth, lifespan, and death. But the key here, my friends, is the manifestation of actions from past life depends on the actions taken by others and your own choices that you make out of the free will that you have in your current life. Sometimes the choices you make or others may make help you dodge the effects of karma. But on other occasions, the actions of others or your own action may be so impactful that you succumb to it. In other cases, it is just the condition of the body and its ability to absorb is no longer capable of absorbing the impact, which results in death. A simple example, a patient dying on the operation table in spite of the doctor's best efforts because the body was just not ready to take on any more treatment. When that happens, one takes shelter by saying death is predetermined and hence it happened. But by now in this video, you know that is not the case, because timing of death is influenced by complex interplay of factors, which is, again, one's karma or own actions, actions of others upon you, external factors, and your own spiritual evolution. Now, one other reason one may think death is predetermined is because of the acknowledgement of some cosmic plan. It is believed that the universe operates according to a grand design where individual destinies are intertwined with cosmic forces. The timing of events, including death, is viewed as part of this larger cosmic order that is guided by divine providence and the interplay of cosmic energies. The Upanishads and Gita acknowledge a cosmic plan, but it refers to a cosmic law that governs all beings. There is equanimity in that governance. The cosmic law is rooted in the concept of dharma, righteous duty, on which I have done a complete video. It underscores the idea that everyone's lifespan and the circumstances of their death are part of a larger cosmic plan shaped by their actions and actions of others in the current and the past lives. While you may think of a predetermined lifespan influenced by karma and cosmic order, you need to appreciate the transformative power of spiritual practices that can have on your lifespan. The performance of righteous deeds or dharma, spiritual practices or sadhana, and seeking divine grace through devotion or bhakti are considered ways by the Gita and the Upanishad to mitigate to the harsher effects of negative karma and potentially alter the timing of death. These practices, when done with an intention of surrender or sharanagati, purify the mind, elevate consciousness, and align one's action with higher spiritual principles. Like the adage, do good, be good, and see good everywhere, spiritual practices like yoga, meditation, devotion, surrender are emphasized throughout one's life to cultivate that inner purity, create that detachment, and more importantly, be ready for that moment of death. Let me emphasize again, that moment of death is not a trigger of destiny, but an outcome of a confluence of complex factors. The Gita does not talk about the timing of death or anything about it being predetermined. Instead, it focuses on how you should prepare for your death. In chapters 7 and 8, Krishna talks of contemplation, having a single-minded focus, pulling all the sense organs and mind inwards, detaching from the external world, and then channeling that energy within so that the life force rises up in a guided manner like a satellite being guided in the orbit. The great seers were able to call death of their body on demand. They chose and decided the opportune time for their life's force to leave the body. How did they do that? They did so because of the guidance of Gita and transforming spiritually through that single-minded focus, pulling inwards. This is exactly what the Upanishads also teach us. But you know it, I know it, death of the body can come unexpectedly for many of us. One may not have the time to pull all the senses inward, channel the energy, watch the breath, like how the great seers of the saints were able to do. That's why Gita comes to the rescue again, and it gives us an alternate path to all of us. The Upanishads and Gita invite deep reflection on the nature of existence and the mysteries of life and death. It encourages individuals to contemplate the impermanence of the physical body and the eternal nature of life energy or divinity that pervades all through, which you can also call it the soul. And this life energy transcends death and continues its journey through the cycles of reincarnation. By you identifying with this life energy or eternal soul or Atman, however you want to call it, individuals can then attain freedom from the constraints of actions and, more importantly, this concept called death. Gita encourages individuals to live a life of righteousness, perform their duties selflessly, and cultivate spiritual knowledge and devotion. You see, by understanding death of the body as a natural transition and focusing on spiritual growth, the Gita guides seekers towards attaining ultimate liberation and realizing their identity beyond the limitations of the body. That is liberation. Liberation is not about any fancy state or a place. It is about going beyond this body and relating to that life energy. The Gita speaks of the role of divine grace and assistance during the time of death. It is believed that the presence of holy beings, chanting of sacred mantras, and the recitation of prayers can create a spiritually uplifting environment for the departing life energy or soul when this body dies. Saints and realized masters are revered for their ability to guide souls towards higher realms or liberation through their teachings. Precisely the reason why that being spiritual is a 24/7 way of leading one's life. It is not a selective engagement. Being associated with like thinkers, following the Panchakala Kriya or spiritual activities at different times of the day are necessary. And just as a reminder, I did a whole video series on Panchakala Kriya. Contemplating on divinity and having the name you have for the divine on your lips all the time achieves the purpose of channeling your energy within, irrespective of the cause of death or the time of death. You don't get to choose during an accident the time of death, but having the name on the lips, having the name of the divine on the lips is what helps you channel that. As Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, for one who is born, death is certain. And for one who has died, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament at all. The timing of death, therefore, is seen as a reflection and confluence of action cosmic forces, and the inquiry of spiritual knowledge. And that inquiry, having the name of the divine always on your lips, leads the soul or the life energy towards its next phase of spiritual evolution. In conclusion, while the timing of death is influenced by actions of yours and actions of others and the cosmic order, there is also room for individual agency and spiritual effort to shape actually the destiny. The interplay between karma, divine will, and personal choices underscore the complexity of this concept. Ultimately, Gita and the Upanishads are the only scriptures that offer you a framework that encourages individuals to live virtuously and seek spiritual growth, and strive towards realizing their true nature beyond the limitations of birth and death. Scriptures like the Gita and the Upanishad, and I'm sure there's some more of that which kind of relate in the same direction, are the ones that you need as a framework and help you inquire and understand the true meaning of death of the body. I hope this video has helped dispel some of the age-old beliefs that we have had that the timing of death is all about destiny, when it is actually not. Timing of death is a complex factor, but it is based on your actions, actions of others, cosmic forces that happen all around you, and your own spiritual evolution. Yes, the body has to die someday. When is in no one's hands, because the timing is never certain, neither is it a matter of fate or destiny. You just got to take it when it comes. But the key is to be prepared for it. Prepared for it the way Krishna describes in the Gita. Prepared for it by having the name of the divine on your lips all time, so that it doesn't matter when death occurs, because you always have the name of the divine. And that name of the divine helps you channel the life forces that erupt and be guided like a spacecraft in the orbit. Don't delay. Get going on the spiritual path. Get started. Have the name of the divine. Reflect and think about the divine all time. It's a 24/7 engagement. I'll talk to you soon. Till then, stay blessed.